Welcome back to the Course Creation Incubator Podcast. I'm your host, Gina Onativia, here to help you get your course done and out to market. To not just leave that course idea inside of your heart or something that you tell your friends or your relatives. I'm here to help you make it a reality, to get it to market, to test it out, refine it, and build the business of your dreams so you can create the lifestyle that you really want. And if you're listening right now, I want you to take action. I want you to be one of the few that commits to seeing an idea through, because that's what I'm all about as your coach. As you can hear, I'm back from vacation and I'm a little fired up because I got the opportunity to recover and even relax just a little bit. And vacation with kids and with your family is never quite a real vacation, as some of you know. You're on your family schedule, you're living in your family's house, so it's always a compromise, right? However, I did get the chance to step away and really think through the course creation pieces that I really want to teach with you over the next few episodes. And I got home and we immediately had dinner with our dear friend Brooks. Brooks is a creative guy. He's a video editor, a digital archivist, and that's his bread and butter. He's been helping Tony Robbins do his digital archive for, it's been 10 plus years, a long time. And Brooks is one of the best in the business when it comes to digital archival. And Tony has kept him busy all these years, so Brooks hasn't really had the opportunity or need to branch out until now. And he said to me, and he said to Alex, my hubby, what are the next steps? If I was going to actually scale this business, what would that look like? Where do I start? And if you're listening right now, maybe you've gotten a result, or you have a few clients or a client, and you're ready to scale, you're ready to branch out. Now, you don't have to have served Tony Robbins for 10 years. Maybe you got a result with a neighbor or a colleague of yours, and you have proof that you have a system of results. You can get somebody where they need to go. And maybe now you're ready to share that with more people. So maybe you're thinking, what's the next step? Just like Brooks. So in this case, Brooks has a service that he could have had a workshop or a course or a program. If you're listening right now, you have a course or a program inside of you. And maybe you're wondering, okay, where do I start? So this episode is intended to be a quick start guide. If you've seen a result and you want to scale and you want to put yourself out there in a bigger way. And I'm going to walk through 4 steps to get you there. Okay, so let's dive into those different steps so you can get moving in this online world. Step 1, clarify your brand message and one offer. Now, Brooks doesn't even have social media because he's had one big client and he has great word of mouth. You might have the same kind of business. I work with a lot of course creators who thrive on word of mouth, on a referral business, and don't necessarily need a huge brand presence. Well, if you're looking to extend your services or your workshop or your course to others, you do want some kind of brand presence. First and foremost, to get there, you want to figure out your simple messaging, what sets you apart. So I say to Brooks, what makes you so special? And for him, it's the idea that everything is done in-house. No one touches your footage, your old tapes, your VHS tapes, okay? Because I have to imagine in some of these bigger agencies or these bigger production houses, they outsource the digitizing. Now, that's a new level of care that he can talk up. That's a great brand message. So think about what sets you apart from the competition. There is something there. I was just talking to one of my accelerator grads and she was expressing fear about the competition. She said they're bigger, they're stronger than her, they've got a bigger following. And I said, there's something about you that sets you apart, that people are attracted to. You want to play that up. There's a reason you get results, right? There's a reason you've worked with people before, because there's something special about you. I really want you to think that through. And if you don't know the answer to that, ask a friend, ask a colleague, because sometimes it is tough to recognize that for yourself. I always love reading comments about my courses and what I'm putting out there, because it makes me realize a perspective that I couldn't realize for myself. ask around, ask people to tell you why you right? Why do they want to work with you? What is it about your approach or about your content or the way you teach? And then that's something that you could use for your brand messaging to set you apart. Then after you have an idea of your messaging, you want to have that one offer that you're making. Now, for Brooks, it's his service. He digitizes different tapes, old, outdated tapes. For many of you, that's your online course because you're listening to this podcast, but it can also be another program. Okay, so you've got your simple brand messaging, what sets you apart, and then you've got your one offer. Now that we have that figured out, you'll want to step 2, set up the back end of that offer and figure out how you're going to deliver to your clients or your students. How will you deliver on that offer? So you got to take payments, right? We want money. We talk on this show about monetization, right? We're not giving away your knowledge for free anymore. You're getting paid for your expertise. So you got to take payments. You can bill or use invoices or take money via a simple payment processor. Now we'll get back to that in a minute. And then your system of delivery. Back in episode 99, I talked about how I delivered my Done For You services for the first time. And I relied on, and I still rely on, Google Docs for communicating with clients. I come up with a list of milestones and check-ins, and then I would take it from there. And then these days, the team uses a combination of Slack, Asana, and Google Docs. But when I first started out, Google Docs was more than fine. Think in terms of how you will deliver. What does that look like? How will you communicate? And how are you going to provide your service? So if you're creating a course, a platform like Kajabi works well. You guys know I love Kajabi. If you're hosting a workshop or class, you could set up reminder emails with a Zoom link to go to all participants. You can also send out an email with the replay. If you're doing one-on-one work, you can collaborate with clients using Trello or Asana or Google Workspace. The key here is to choose one place where you'll keep everything for your clients or your students so they can access what they need. Then, as part of step 3, you're going to set up a simple one-pager online with your message, bio, offer, and potentially an opt-in. Now, what does that look like? So I'd like you to have a simple web presence, a landing page. Now, Ivy, my tech manager, said, do not mention the word website because we hear the words website and we tend to get fearful a little bit if we're starting out because we think a many-paged website, a lot of different things to write and design. So I'm going to simplify it to a one-pager online. That's it. That's all you need to start. You don't need a lot. You can call it a landing page. Let's call it a simple landing page. So think about a landing page that has your benefit on top, along with your service or your course or your workshop baked in. So in my friend Brooks's case, he has digital archiving for oftentimes bigger speakers or experts, easy digital archiving in any format. Now, because Brooks has all this equipment, he can archive for anyone. So he might not want to go after speakers. He might want to go after families who might want to archive grandpa's different tapes. So families could be his audience. Well, either way, he's leading with the benefit on top. Either way, you're leading with the benefit on top. So in Brooks's case, he would say something like, don't trust anyone to your treasured memories. Go with someone who will keep them safe and keep them in-house and then return them to you within 30 days or whatever his promise is. So he's baking that message in that he cares for your materials. He's going to take exceptional care of them. He's not going to outsource them. He's not going to ship them out. He will take care of you. So he wants to keep that benefit up above. So for your course, you want to put that benefit and that unique selling proposition of what you have to offer on top. It could be a simple headline in terms of what you provide. And then you say, join me for this course, or I've got a workshop you can't miss. So that's all just a top part of your website. Okay, so then there's your benefit statement and what you do up front. Then as part of your next tier, think about having your lead magnet or your opt-in. And I'll link to some episodes that I've recorded about lead magnets to make those easy peasy for you in the show notes. So you're just offering them a field for their name and their email. It could even be as simple as sign up for updates right now. Maybe you don't have a guide yet or you don't have a piece of content. Then below that, so tier 1 is your benefit statement and what you're providing, or the course or the workshop or the service. Tier 2 is your lead magnet or opt-in. Tier 3 is a little bit about you, like a paragraph or two that really connects to your benefit statement and your mission and what you're about. And then at the last layer, I love some social proof, even if it's a quote from your neighbor, Barbara, okay? When you're starting out, you get quotes where you can get them, okay? And then as you sell your course and your workshops and your programs, you will continue to get case studies and social proof, and you can add to your website. So that's it in terms of those 4 tiers. That's what I would do on your simple landing page. And by the way, you'll want a way to send email. So Becky, my online business manager, she recommends MailerLite. Some folks recommend MailChimp, or I like the lower tier of ActiveCampaign for my students. All right, let's talk about some other tools, some other software. I said at the beginning of this episode that I would talk a little bit about those tools. Now, if I was going to start out again, what would I suggest? And I love Lead Pages. I build all of my landing pages on Lead Pages because it's plug and play. It's easy to use. If you upgrade to the second tier, they have a shopping cart, and the thank you pages are so easy. It's just a great program. If I can use it, anyone can use it. Another one is Squarespace. I have students and clients who absolutely rave about it, especially when you're starting out. And I've already mentioned Kajabi, and Kajabi is not just a course platform. You can build your entire website on it as well. And there's an email marketing system baked into it. So it is a little bit more expensive because it's an all-in-one. So those are the 3 options I really recommend. I recommend Lead Pages, Squarespace, and Kajabi, and I'll link to all 3 in the show notes. One note on this, I want you to build for what you plan to do for the next couple of years. If you're just starting out, you don't need a fancy website, but if you're looking at different options, it could help to think about where you want to go in the next year or 2. If a course is in your future, Kajabi might make more sense. Now, if you're planning to only do one-on-one work, the investment for Kajabi might not make as much sense. So think about setting a solid foundation for where you want your business to go. So if you're choosing one of these 3 to build out your simple landing page, you need a way for your client or customer to check out, or your students. Now, all 3 of these softwares I mentioned have a shopping cart. So think about offering your folks as many options as possible, Stripe, PayPal, Google Pay, to just make that process that much easier. I'll link to a checkout episode that I did. This was a few episodes ago that talks through some of the technical aspects of your checkout when you're considering your payment processor. One other idea for a shopping cart or a payment processor, if you're doing group coaching calls or one-on-one calls, just check out using Calendly or Acuity Scheduling. They both have payment processors as part of their software. Which leads us to our 4th and final step. You've done the work of the messaging. You've figured out a little bit about your brand presence. And then in step 2, how you're going to deliver on that. And then in step 3, you set up your simple landing page. To wrap this up with step 4, I want you focusing on connecting and letting more people know who you are and what you do. Choose one way to start showing up and connecting. And you want to form relationships. Keep this in mind, not just post without engagement. And if you're looking for ideas on how to best use some different platforms, I did a great series of episodes with different guests on LinkedIn, Pinterest, podcast guesting. I will link to those in the show notes as well. So when you're starting out, I want you to think in terms of simple elements. Then once you're ready to build out your course, you can either do it through Kajabi or another platform. Hopefully this was helpful today. My objective is to get you out there, to get you started, to drive revenue for you and your business. So if you have questions, hit me up on Instagram or on LinkedIn. I'd love to chat with you about what's happening with your online course. If you feel like this podcast is making an impact in your life, I would love for you to leave me a review and subscribe so you don't miss one single workshop or any of my fantastic guests. Until next week, go create, be you and be brilliant, and get it done.